Monday Night Raw hot takes. Let's go with Tiz Mickey. Every time I think the Vision can't get any worse, they find a way. What are you talking about, Tiz Mickey? You don't think going from Roman Reigns in the summertime to Dragon Lee last night on Raw or 2 nights ago on Raw, you think that's a step down? What? I mean, that's Dragon Lee. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to disrespect Dragon Lee, but WWE presented him a certain way. And I think we can all agree that Dragon Lee and Roman Reigns are on 2 different levels. And yet here we have the Vision losing to the team up of Dragon Lee and friends on Monday Night Raw. I think that is going a little lower on the card than the Vision intended to when they meant to take over WWE when they were supposed to be the big bads of 2025 and 26. Let's see what else. The Vision. This is just Nandu's. He has a YouTube channel. Go check it out. The Vision is probably the most misbooked faction in a long time. Honestly, they might be the most misbooked faction in forever. Like, the League of Nations, maybe? This group is stacked with talent. Absolutely stacked with talent, from people who have all the potential in the world to people who are actually meeting their potential right this second, and yet completely mismanaged. They have the greatest manager of all time in Paul Heyman. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are ready to main event WrestleMania right now. Oh, but Bronson Reed's not fine. Braun Breaker is. And Bronson Reed could have a huge mid-card run, if not main event run. And I think he is ready to main event. I think Bronson Reed is ready to main event. But then you got Logan Paul, who has all of the outside media presence of a celebrity that WWE just loves to have. He can go viral just jumping off of the turnbuckle and having the phone on him when he does it. And then you got Austin Theory, a guy who has already wrestled John Cena at WrestleMania. He has all the upside in the world, been on the main roster for many years, and he's still only 27, 28 years old, and yet they find a way to just completely mismanage, misbook, fumble the Vision. I am not even kidding. The Vision sucks. Each individual, all 5 members are awesome, but together as a unit, they're like the anti-Captain Planet. By our powers combined, we suck. They still have all the potential in the world to turn this ship around. They really do. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that they suck right now. And since WrestleMania, they've pretty much sucked. They've had moments. They've had little moments here and there of brilliance. But for the most part, has anybody really been like, wow, the Vision is going to go down as one of the greatest factions of all time? No, sirree, Bob. Bronson Reed was facing Roman freaking Reigns. He beat Roman freaking Reigns. He got 2 PLE matches. 3 if you count his SummerSlam tag match. He got 3 matches with Roman Reigns on PLEs. He stole his shoes, and they've done nothing with him since then. Absolutely nothing. Logan Paul, we already talked about his star power and potential, and nope, nothing. Braun Breaker, when he speared Seth Rollins, and like, it was there, man. It was there. They could have turned this thing around in an instant, and yet they didn't. They have him smack talk CM Punk about how old and weak and feeble he is. How it's embarrassing that there's just all these 40-year-olds in the main event holding the championship, that nobody born in the 1990s has been champion, and it's embarrassing, and I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna murder you, and then he loses. Braun Breaker lost, but not only did he lose, there was a ref bump. His entire faction came out, and he still lost to CM Punk clean. CM Punk didn't do anything underhanded. last night. How did they lose their match? Or it wasn't last night, it was on Raw. How did they lose their match? It was because of brass knucks and Rey Mysterio's involved, and he punches Austin Theory. And didn't Logan Paul feuded with Rey Mysterio like 2 or 3 years ago, right? And how did he beat him? With brass knucks. We're still repeating this with Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio in some kind of way, some kind of sort of fashion. Austin Theory, he just reveals himself to be the masked guy, right? And it's like, it's a whole turnaround for this dude. He's the one eating the pins. It's like, the Braun Breaker. Where was Braun Breaker? Oh, well, Adam Pearce, he suspended him, and we're about to have this big storyline with him, right? And it's so cool, and blah, 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 blah. Is it? Why is it cool? Adam Pearce should be afraid of Braun Breaker. I'm not saying Adam Pearce should not suspend Braun Breaker. There's a big difference here. You're allowed to be afraid of something, but still have the bravery to act against your fear and do what's right. When Brock Lesnar was suspended by Adam Pearce, he was afraid of Brock Lesnar, but he still suspended Brock Lesnar. And then Brock Lesnar proceeded to beat up Adam Pearce. That's what they should have done with Braun Breaker. Don't tell me Braun Breaker's so unhinged, but then he can just be calmed down like a dog on a leash, that you could just pull him away. Like, don't present Braun Breaker this certain chaotic element when we know he's just going to back down. He is literally all bark, no bite at this point, because he talks a big game, but he can never follow up, not even with the GM. Adam Pearce did not show any fear whatsoever. Go back and watch. WWE recently put up a playlist of wrestlers attacking GMs. Literally, after Braun Breaker decided not to attack the GM, they put up a list of wrestlers attacking GMs, and you can see the fear on Adam Pearce's eyes with Brock Lesnar, but no fear whatsoever. He's getting in Braun Breaker's face. He's in his face. Like, it's one thing to say, I'm suspending you, but he's yelling at him, and Braun Breaker just takes it. He just takes it all. Yeah, he grabbed him by his lapels one time, but like, he just accepted that Adam Pearce is the authority. Be a good little boy and stay home, Braun Breaker. I mean, heck, even when John Cena got fired for not obeying Wade Barrett, John Cena still showed up. He was fired, and he still showed up for about a month in storyline, kayfabe-wise. But Braun Breaker, he's just going to sit home. He's the heel. Heck, when Randy Orton, a babyface, RKO'd a babyface Nick Aldis twice. All right. So don't tell me that, oh, well, if he puts his hands on him, we gotta fire him. That's why he couldn't do it. Storyline reasons why we can't do it. No. Literally, Randy Orton has attacked a babyface Nick Aldis twice. All right. Plus, they have the built-in story beat of you put your hands on him first. I'm sure it's going to go somewhere next week because, Adam Pearce had to take a phone call. They're going to meet face-to-face, man-to-man. But at the end of the day, it's like, no. It's again, making the Vision look weaker. Are we just trying to drag this out so we can get Braun Breaker, have get his crowning championship moment at WrestleMania? Because you're doing tons of damage to him in the meantime. I'm sorry, but we don't forget that easy. I know. A lot of times WWE likes to think, oh, well, don't worry. The end result, it'll be all better. No, it's not. I know Gunther has tapped out John Cena, but I cannot get the vision of Gunther tapping out in 2 seconds to Jey Uso. I just cannot do it. And the fact that the fans are still chanting, you tapped out, that is a wound that we can't get over. It's always going to be there. And I'm sorry. Like, the damage they are doing to Braun Breaker right now is just like, I just don't get it. Don't tell me he's a WrestleMania 48 main eventer. Show me that he's a WrestleMania 42 main eventer. It's like, wow, Bronson Reed, he beat Roman Reigns. How many people can say that? In Roman's entire career, not many people can say that, let alone people after he became the tribal chief. what was the point of what was the point of Austin Theory entering into the Vision? For this to happen? Paul Heyman, the greatest manager of all time, somehow just it's not working. They suck. And it's like, it's so easy to correct the course with these guys. But when you have them losing to Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Penta, that, like, I don't understand it. The Vision suck. I'm sorry, they suck. They do. I love them individually. I think they can turn around the ship. But as of right now, January 20th, 2026, they suck. They've had moments here and there, but not enough to warrant the squandering of the talent they possess. It's insane to me. Insane. All right. Let's see how you guys feel about Finn Balor. Caryville T-Rex says, Finn definitely deserves a win. CM Punk is at the point of his career where he doesn't need the belt anymore. We've got, as long as CM Skunk is champion, not watching, that's Roger Murray. We have then Finn should have won. Golian, Finn should have won. Salvo Savage, I thought the crowd was about to riot. LT, I wanted Finn to win so bad. But I'm not even mad he lost. It makes sense. But what the heck was that finish? Why is a heel hugging a man that he just beat? Respect, respect. Raymond Unrath says new Punk would win, but disappointed, still disappointed. Finn lost, and yeah, that's how I went into it. I was like, man, it'd be cool if Finn won, but I knew he wouldn't. I thought at best we were going to get a good wrestling match, and that's what happened. There was no drama, no stakes in this at all, because there was just no way, no how they were going to give it to Finn Balor. Not because he doesn't deserve it, not because he's unworthy of the title, but because judging on the past 10 years, I just flat out knew he was going to lose. He got this match because it was in Ireland. Daniel Kinser says, also, Finn's entrance was awesome, and it was the Demon still. Holy crap. Yeah, they brought back his music. And it's crazy how good a music can just elevate a person, a character. Just ask Kit Wilson how much a theme song means to a wrestler. And yet WWE still just says, hey, you know what? Def Rebel, why don't you just produce us some really generic music that nobody knows, that nobody can distinguish from everybody else. It's like WWE knows how important theme songs are, and yet they actively choose not to give wrestlers the best ones sometimes. Killer Wolf says, are they gonna finally give Finn a solo run, as he looked really good and his own theme song? Just a shame he never got the win. I don't know, honestly. I've been thinking that Finn Balor was gonna break away from the Judgment Day for many, many moons now. Many, many moons. I feel like I just don't know. They don't know what to do with Finn Balor. They have no clue. All they know is they don't want Finn to go to the competition. So they just keep writing those checks to him, and every once in a while throwing him in a main event here and there. Like, I wouldn't mind a Finn Balor Dominic Mysterio match at Mania. Definitely wouldn't mind that at all. But at the same time, would an IC belt really benefit Finn Balor? He's had it before. It didn't benefit him that much then. I wish I wasn't so, pessimistic about Finn Balor. It's like, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm literally to the point with Finn Balor that I've given up. Like, with the Vision, I'm upset that they suck, because I love the Vision individually, and I know they could be so much better. And I haven't given up on the Vision yet. Like I said, it just one or two story beats, and they're back on top. But with Finn Balor, I have given up on the guy. Not because I'm like, oh, Finn Balor, the human being, sucks. No, I've just seen how they booked Finn Balor, the wrestler, and I just don't have any faith. It's like, eventually I gave up on Dolph Ziggler. Eventually I was like, yeah, Dolph Ziggler, he's good to take a bump, but that's pretty much it in WWE. So you don't get your hopes up. Every once in a while, Dolph would win the Intercontinental title or get a good storyline. You know, the Survivor Series Soul Survivor. Every once in a while that will happen, but you could, that would be it. And that'll be Finn Balor. I'm sure, he'll have one more big moment, one or two more big moments in his WWE career, but unfortunately, that is it. I'm going to always be a Finn Balor fan, but I will never, ever have put my hopes. I will never bet the farm on Finn Balor again. I won't even bet my lunch on Finn Balor, a BLT. If I had a BLT and they're like, would you bet this on Finn Balor? I'd be like, no, I'm just going to eat this BLT. Previous Young says, what happened to the Street Profits? I thought the Street Profits were on their way out, but they did get shown in the Martin Luther King Jr. Video package last night. But that said, I don't think they've been on TV since last October. And from what I'm hearing, there's no injuries either. So I think you have a valid question. What happened to the Street Profits? I don't know, and I don't know why we don't know. Tracy Wood says, I did not hear the respect word once tonight. What? Have they listened to us, or have I gone deaf to that word? Yeah, they didn't say it, but they did kind of show it when CM Punk helped Finn Balor up and showed him the respect. It's like, didn't. I was not. I wish that would have happened, but I do understand why it happened because of they're in Ireland and all that stuff. Give Finn Balor his props. The problem is when you do it every other week leading up to this, then you just completely kill it for me. So I don't think they said respect, but CM Punk showed it. What a guy. Raheem says just trash. Okay. Aquin Pool says another terrible Raw. I didn't think it was a terrible Raw. I just didn't think it was a special Raw. Like, honestly, SmackDown is destroying Raw. What did I give it? Did I give it a 5 or a 6 last night? I can't even remember. It was just very bland. It was boiled chicken, no seasoning, mashed potatoes, no butter. My man Eddie Mania, WWE pretty much ruined Gunther and the retirement of AJ Styles. This felt rushed. So at first I was like, no way they're going to make AJ lose, but now I'm beginning to think that maybe he is going to lose. This will be his 10-year anniversary in WWE. So 10 years exactly, well, pretty much exactly, at the event he debuted in. So you got that going for the reason why he should just retire. And then you also have the fact that I think his contract is up. His contract might be up in February. I know. We were supposed to get a 2026 retirement tour. I mean, I guess we weren't. We just assumed. We assumed John Cena was going to get one, so we assumed AJ was going to get one. So maybe that's on us. But, like, I kind of really wanted some storylines. AJ Styles hasn't had that many good storylines in the past 5 years. So I kind of wanted some storylines. I don't know why we gotta rush this thing, unless AJ Styles himself wants to bounce. I don't think we should do it here. Like, I kind of want to wait this out. I want to see him have some feuds. Plus, I don't like the idea that Gunther now is going to be the guy that just retires everybody. That means there's like, I already know in 5 years, it's going to be Gunther retiring Randy Orton. I would love to be able to speculate who's going to be the guy. But no, if Gunther retires AJ Styles here, then it's pretty much locked in that Gunther is going to retire Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar, Rey Mysterio's a maybe because Dominic's is on the roster, but potentially Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, CM Punk. CM Punk says he has about 3 years left. So, like, I will already know in 3 years it's going to be Gunther. And I get it. You got that career killer gimmick, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime gimmick. I do understand them doing it, but I don't agree with us always knowing from this point forward that the guy who's going to retire you is Gunther. Jimbo Slice says, Grayson Waller's being wasted right now. He's too good to be such a background player. The new NXT call-ups are getting the red carpet, and he's just floating. I mean, honestly, you're right, but the New Day themselves are just being wasted and squandered. Whether it's a newbie on the roster like Grayson Waller or some veterans like the New Day, all three been pretty much mishandled throughout 2025, and yet they're still entertaining. Every minute they get, they maximize, and just brilliant. Saeed Nicole says, Finn Balor never had the it factor to become a top guy. He lost it once he came to WWE. Real fans would know he was way better in Japan. But here's the thing. So you're saying he had the it factor in Japan. So it's not that Finn Balor didn't have the it factor. It's that WWE did not know how to capitalize on that it factor. We got Carmichael. Man, Rey Mysterio is just so darn good. When time comes, he deserves his own retirement tour. Dude is way more of a legend than John Cena. I don't know why you have to say he's way more of a legend than John Cena. I think they're just two different types of legend. You actually said this in the past too. It's like sometimes like apples to oranges. Sometimes there's just apples to oranges. John Cena and Rey Mysterio are two different types of legends. But I will say he is so darn good. Even though I think they should have lost yesterday, like holy crap, he was doing moves that would have impressed me back in 96 when he was impressing me each and every week on Monday Nitro. Negligence says Roxanne and Liv should win because Roxanne is the best women's wrestler in WWE. I do not think that Roxanne should win because she's the best women's wrestler in WWE. I think Roxanne should win the tag team titles because her and Liv Morgan are some of the best characters in WWE. Like, wrestling is like the third most important thing to me on what it takes to be a WWE wrestler, honestly. So you can tell me all day long that that match was going to be a banger. I honestly don't care. What's the storyline going into the match? Because I'm going to tell you guys something. I could care less about a Motor City Machine Guns match against Fraxium. Rick says, I love old wrestlers I grew up watching, but there comes a time to step down and let the youngsters have it. Yeah. When John Cena lost his 16th title, that's to Bray Wyatt. That's the last time we had someone under 30 champion. And I'm not against these wrestlers being still wrestling, but I am against not mixing it up. We can have older wrestlers in the main event scene, even being champions, but there has to be a healthy mix. Goat Buggy says, I give up on Finn Balor becoming a top champion because it's never going to happen again. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I gave up last year. I feel your pain. Carmichael, what? The New Day fly all the way out to Ireland on their favorite holiday and they get a match next week? Where's the respect? Tyrant Pierce at it again. There's an interesting theory that we have the New Day, we have Becky, and we have now the entire Vision kind of going up against Adam Pearce, saying how much of a tyrant he is. And there's a theory right now that maybe they're about to replace Adam Pearce. I would love that. We need a heel. I would love a heel GM right now. Drixel Dragon says, for everyone who dumped on Seth when he was the head of the Vision, it's gotten even worse since he's been gone. Do these guys even feel important at all? Such wasted talent from the turn. Yes, it has gotten worse since Seth Rollins left. I will admit to that. But it doesn't mean Seth Rollins' vision was that much better. Seth Rollins' vision wasn't that good to begin with either. From the get-go, everything has felt very like, I don't know, there's just no chemistry here. No chemistries, no storylines. So yes, it was better with Seth, but not that much better. Martine says, so AJ's retiring at the Royal Rumble? Bummer. Obel Goble says AJ will lose at the Rumble so he can do his retirement tour in TNA where he belongs. I don't think he's going to do that. I would love for him to have at least one more match in TNA, but I'll be honest with you, he's very happy in WWE. Someone even said something about how he would retire and go to AEW, and he responded with something that was very sarcastic and was like, I'll take dumbest things to be said on the internet for 100, Alex. And it was something like that, but that wasn't it. So yeah, I think when he retires, he's done. Kid Wilkes says, Liv Morgan for Royal Rumble winner. I hope she wins the Rumble. I really do. I think it's going to be Bianca Belair, but who I want is Liv Morgan. Teddy Boy Ward says, we in the U.S. were at a commercial break when Javon hurt himself. Was it just the U.S. or was everybody at commercial? So I actually was in Canada and I was in commercial break too. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, but it does seem that Javon Evans is okay. It looks like it was a precautionary thing. I think I think they thought it was more of a concussion than it was like a shoulder injury or whatever, even though he was kind of favoring his shoulder. But as of right now, from the sources that I'm listening to, it seems like Javon is okay. So like, it's a shame. It's a shame that they had to give him his first loss last night, but like I definitely default to the safety of the wrestler every single time. So I'm glad they did stop the match. I'm even more happy that he is okay from what I'm hearing. If anything changes, I'll let you know. The Wrestle Don says, this may sound salty, but what was the point of giving Maxine a token title run just to put it back on Becky so the queen of aging part-timers can win it at Mania? I think you're talking about AJ Lee. I thought we were turning over a new leaf with the young talent, but it seems like she is getting the she's young, don't worry about it treatment, like Braun Breaker. So you're saying Maxine is getting the she's young, don't worry about it treatment. All right, so I think everything was out of, this whole storyline was out of sequence. I was watching Wrestle Talk today, and they made a great point. If you remember, Becky beats Maxine Dupree, and she says, I'm going to go away and train. And then the next week, she says, never mind, I'm not going to go away and train, and I got a friend. And that friend was AJ Lee. AJ Lee and Maxine never, ever on screen together. And then she wins, AJ helps her. That allows that AJ Lee and Becky Lynch to get into War Games because it's happening right then and there. And then what happens? We then go to training montages with Natalia, someone who she actually has been a friend with for a year or two. Those training sequences were supposed to happen probably when she went away, but then decided to come back. So now she's training with Natalia. And then Becky wins it again, and then suddenly, poof, Natalia appears on screen when we haven't seen her in many months. Natalia takes Maxine out of the equation because now they're going to go feud, and Becky can now have her feud with AJ at Royal Rumble. So, like, this whole part-timer thing, like, definitely screws up storylines, and it doesn't really makes sense when you really sit down and think about it. Kid Wilkes says, I can hear Simon Miller giving a down to Austin Theory taking the loss for the Vision. Yeah, that gets a down for me as well. Kenner Pie says, this card looks like an episode of Sunday Night Heat. Just add Funaki and Alex Wright and the ensemble is complete. I don't think Alex Wright ever wrestled in WWE or on Sunday Night Heat, but I will tell you this, I actually loved Sunday Night Heat. I loved Sunday Night Heat. In fact, that's where Triple H became the game, and I still remember the Acolytes beating the crap out of Public Enemy. I loved Sunday Night Heat. Wish they would bring it back even. It was just like this really weird little hour show that could either mean absolutely nothing or have huge consequences, especially before a PLE. And it's where I met Mick Foley. I literally met Mick Foley in the bathroom of the Joe Louis Arena in Michigan. And if you want to hear that story, check out that video right here. All right, boys. All right, girls. Those are your hot takes for Monday Night Raw. See ya, bye.